The much-awaited Afghanistan elections are just around the corner, but terror outfits backed by Pakistan are now giving a tough time to Afghanistan government and the US-led NATO forces stationed in the country. With just a few days to go, the Ashraf Ghani government has a lot to prove to ensure safe polling. Newsweek South Asia has a report.
Nearly 2 weeks of peace in Afghanistan's capital Kabul before two separate attacks rocked the city yet again. 5 people were killed and 16 others were injured in the coordinated terror attacks. Zia Durrani, police spokesman in southern Kandahar province, says 2 women were killed and 16 other people were wounded when their vehicle hit a roadside bomb on Thursday afternoon in Zahari district. He says 14 of the 16 wounded civilians are women.
I think the strategies so far have not been very comprehensive. Afghanistan needs an internal strategy for how to deal with the Taliban and with the opposition. Then a regional strategy is required, then an international.
Ataullah Khogiani, spokesman for the governor of Eastern Nangarhar province, says a bomb blast near a non-governmental organization office killed 2 people and wounded 7 others. In the capital, 1 person was killed when a sticky bomb attached to a vehicle detonated, according to Nasrat Rami, deputy spokesman for Afghan Interior Ministry. He said 1 was wounded. No one immediately claimed responsibility for the attacks. On the other hand, a suicide bomber blew himself up in eastern Afghanistan's Nangarhar province at an election rally. The blast killed 13 people and wounded 30 others. Around 250 people were attending the rally, said Shorab Qadri, a member of the provincial council, adding that at least 30 people were killed and dozens more wounded. The parliamentary election is seen as both a dry run for more important presidential election next year and a test of the government's ability to provide security. Officials acknowledge that sustained violence could delay the process if it proved unsafe for voters to go to the polling stations. Nangarhar has been one of the worst hit areas because Pakistan's malicious plots and designs in the recent past. The people are now raising question over the security arrangements of the government before the elections. On the other hand, Aziz Rafai, a political analyst in Afghanistan, said that the country needs to focus on domestic policies to deal with the problems and believes external powers are limited in easing the situation. He said Afghanistan should concentrate on domestic policies rather than considering regional and international strategies in order to save the worsening security situation. The situation in the country has been deteriorating this year, with a record high of civilians killed in domestic conflicts during the first half of 2018. So far in September, there have been over 100 deaths caused by terrorist attacks. The frequent attacks are aimed at spreading panic among the society ahead of the parliamentary elections in October. Many believe that the Taliban and other militant groups are causing disruption as they do not have a smooth political transition.
In the current destruction activities, particularly with the new attacks in Afghanistan, and particularly in the major cities of Afghanistan, it is a sign of weakness for the opposition as well, but is also a sign of the intelligence work inside the country. I mean, this has a double definition. I think we, as a nation, have not been very well reacting to the situation.
According to the expert, if government wants to stop the situation from further deteriorating, it must carry out practical policies to fight against extremist groups while properly handling internal conflicts. However, though the government had several talks with the Taliban in recent years, the outcomes have not lived up to expectations.